Well, good evening, everybody. I am so excited for this evening. I have a special guest, and if you've had a day, you get ready to be relaxed and bring us into a wonderful, calm state. Please help me welcome my guest tonight, Maria Macano. Welcome, Maria. We're so excited to have you tonight.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here too. Thank you for having me.
Yes, yes. So Maria is a health coach and she really focuses with women, right? And you also, you can explain your journey a little bit better than I can. But one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on, Maria, first of all, we have become very good friends over the past several months. We're in the same group together, and Maria is just an amazing person and a beautiful soul and an amazing coach. So I wanted to bring her in. And she's also a breathwork facilitator, which is why she's here tonight. So we're going to learn a new technique, which I'm so excited about. It's one that I've not yet learned. So I'm excited about that. But you also do some other type of coaching, and are you still doing yoga? Are you doing yoga teaching still?
I am a yoga teacher. I'm
Yes.
not teaching in the traditional form anymore, but I work with teaching yoga with some of my clients as well.
Awesome, awesome. So Maria, why don't you start by giving us kind of a breakdown on what it is that you're specializing in right now?
Yes, thank you. So I am a burnout repair coach. So I think nowadays everyone knows burnout, it's a thing and maybe a bigger thing than it ever was before. And I specialize on women. So I work with career women and I support in repairing the damage that happens both physically and emotionally due to career burnout or the onset stress from a period of time like such as this year. And what I use is what I call somatic technology. So I give them somatic technology skills, and breath work is one of those somatic technologies. And the idea is that I want to empower them so they're able to self-regulate and be able to succeed in their career without breaking the body. So my main instrument is the body as a way to self-regulate and also repair the effects of burnout.
Oh, I love that, Maria. Well, the one thing that the group is aware of this whole month, I'm featuring the Saber, and I know you know what the Saber Method is. And for those of you that don't know, and you're just joining us and you're like, what is she talking about? Saber is an acronym, and it's an easy to use tool to move yourself through whenever you are really stressed, or you have an urge or a trigger, or that crazy mind chatter that won't shut up, or you are in a situation that you don't prefer. So Saber is stop, acknowledge, breathe, embrace, and redirect. And this week we're really focusing on the breath. And Maria just brought up a really good point about self-regulation. And breath is a way to do that. It helps calm our autonomic nervous system. And we'll talk a little bit more about why breath works and how easy it is to use. It's free and it's available to us at any time, which is why it's so important to learn these very simple breathing techniques that we can do at any time, anywhere, and most often nobody even knows that you're doing it, which makes it even more valuable to us. So Maria, why don't you share with us a few of your favorite breathing techniques, and then I know I'm gonna learn a new one with you that you're gonna teach us tonight that I'm so excited about. So what are some of your favorite easy to use breath techniques?
So when I began in this journey, so my initial introduction to breath, which I believe is the easiest thing, is the yogic breathing. So yogic breathing is a deep breathing, typically in and out through the nose. But what we do differently is that we narrow the breathing passage on the throat. So you narrow your throat, trying to create a deeper sound of your breath. And that's one of those that you can do anything, anywhere, anywhere. And it mimics the sound of the breath when you are deep sleeping. Or if you ever hear a kid, like you have a child, and you know when they're deep sleeping, their breath has that little bit of a sound, that is what you're actually mimicking by doing that. So you just narrow the back of your throat while you breathe. I don't know if you can hear because it's faint.
Yes, I see.
So you just bring that breath, a sound. What the sound does is it gives the mind a point of focus. It also, the aspect of you trying to narrow your throat, and I'm going to teach you something in relationship to this, that trying to narrow your throat is a wind tunnel. So you're creating a wind tunnel the sound comes from your throat. It doesn't come from, it comes from your throat. So that was the first one. That took me a little bit, but I could feel that when I was moving in yoga and doing that gave me a whole different experience. And then the next one, I feel that it was the easiest and most accessible type of breath that I found while I was like a newbie at all of this, and was actually belly breath. So belly breathing is, well, as the word says it, is you soften everything around your belly, and then you may even put your hands on it. It's very good when you feel anxiety. So you can weight your belly. There's weight blankets, but I just tell someone, just put, fold the blanket that's got some weight, put it over your belly. That sensation of weight helps a lot. And even a warm water bottle, the ones that you put when you have a discomfort in your abdomen, that warmth sensation helps. And then you start breathing, inflating your belly, and then just letting it go. So that rise and falling of the belly is very soothing, very calming. It requires very little effort, and it tends to ease specifically things like anxiety. If you have one of those days where you're like really nervous, and it works like a charm. So those two were the first ones that I was exposed to, and I feel they're very, very easy to access.
Can I ask a question about the belly breathing that you just described? So having a warm blanket, or any type of blanket for that matter, just having something over and having it weighted is something that you recommend.
Yes.
And so is it just breathing all the way down into your belly and filling your belly and then exhaling completely?
Yeah, so you're doing what you don't do in public, which is letting your belly get big, right? Think about it. We're so self-conscious. And when I have been with some breathwork masters taking some continuing education, and they tell me, relax your belly. And I say, well, you're a guy. That's easy, because we just tend to not do that. Like completely inhale until you're not forcing it, but until you feel that you have a full expansion of the belly. You're not forcing the breath out, trying to like bring the navel to the spine. That's not part of it. You just naturally can let it go back into its natural state. So instead of like trying to empty, drawing the navel in, you just get to a place where you feel empty enough, and then go back. So it's a breath that requires very little effort. And it truly is more of a soothing property that it has.
Okay. And does it matter if you breathe out through your mouth or in through your nose, or is there something?
Yes. When I teach, I tell people to choose one. So choose either breathing in and out through the mouth or in and out through the nose. And there's some ways to breathe that I would say it's easier to say not to breathe this way than breathe this way. So two things that I would say try not to do is this nasal breathing, which is very shallow, and it can actually induce anxiety. If you think about this, it's anxious breathing. That's how people breathe when they're having an anxiety attack. It's been my experience. So just loosen up here, let the breath flow. And the other one, and this is my teacher makes fun of it, but in a kind way, but it's just the running workout breathing.
Oh, geez.
That also hyperventilates. So if you're it's better that you just do through the nose, in and out, or through the mouth, but not that.
Not that.
And it's countering. It's not really what we need to do. And actually, when I work with people that play sports and they learn to breathe, their endurance and their physical experience is better because they're breathing deeper. So I would say, breathe either through the nose or through the mouth, but commit to one when you're doing that.
Do you know, there's another one that is like you hold I think with your ring finger or something, you hold one nostril. What is that one about?
Yeah, it's called alternate nostril breathing. That's a traditional yogic breath. So in yogic tradition, well, there are pathways of energy that go through your spine, and those pathways correspond to different energies and qualities in our life and in our health. And so they kind of move like this on a spiral, and then they end in your brain. So the belief is that as they end on your brain, they stimulate sort of like left brain, right brain kind of concept, right? Feminine, masculine energy. So when you do the alternate nostril breathing, the understanding is that you're balancing the use of your left and right brain as you go through this. So when I first was exposed to this, one of the practical uses for it is, let's say that you're working in numbers, like you are doing a spreadsheet or something that's very analytical, and then you let it go and you want to do something creative, but you're stuck in that space of like, you just came out of that, just very, very, very one side brain. So then you would do your alternate nostril breathing, and then that will allow it both of the side, the sides of your brain or your energy to balance, so you can move into another task. And you can do the same as the opposite. Like if you're in a very creative space and okay, now I need to focus. So then you come out of it by doing that. Most of my clients are very, very big fans of it, because it also requires that you focus, because you have a certain pattern to follow. And anytime your mind focuses, you feel better. Like you let go of all the other things that were like just the monkey mind. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Which is why meditation is so important too. And that's obviously something that really does help with relaxation and calming the mind and all of that, which we will be focusing on a little bit more next month. But going back to the breath. So I know you mentioned earlier before we jumped on about ocean breathing. I am so excited to learn ocean breathing. It sounds amazing. And I think we should encourage anybody who's watching. We have a few people on now. And by the way, for those that are on and watching, please let us know that you're here, or if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. I am watching it on my phone, so I can see your comments. So please go ahead and if you have anything that you'd like to ask or say, please go ahead and put that in there. And oh, my future daughter-in-law is watching too, Cara. Hi, Cara. So why don't we learn together the ocean breathing, and when we're getting ready, I'll put us back on gallery view so I could do it with you.
Of course. So let me tell you something about ocean breathing. When I was exposed to ocean breathing, I had been doing yoga for a few years. And I thought, I was very lucky. I was introduced to yoga by a group of teachers that were very focused on the breath. So I thought I had a good handle on the breathing. And compared to some other yoga practitioners, I did, until I walked into the space with my mentor, Max Strom. And I went to a workshop, and he asked us to breathe in a way that we're going to breathe now. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And I found like I had a little bit of resistance. I wasn't sure. So I want to explain to you why we're going to do what we're going to do, so you don't feel the same way. So what we're going to do is we're going to emulate with our breath the sound of the ocean waves. So why do we want to make a sound with the breath? Because the sound becomes a focal point for your mind. It is almost as in yoga, you will use a mantra or an affirmation or any type of repetition that gives you an anchor to stay focused. And that's how the breath becomes a meditation. And actually, breath work, it's a good entryway to meditation for anyone that's tried meditation and has felt frustrated and can't quite get to that point. Then do breath work before meditation, and you will be able to meditate with more ease. So that's what we make that sound. The second part is we're going to breathe through the mouth, and that is a teaching device. So eventually you will breathe through the nose. But if I teach you that immediately, it will be teaching you an advanced form of breathing, and you might feel frustrated and not get it. But while you breathe through the mouth, you get it immediately. And I want you to feel really good, really quick. And the third part of this breath is the nature of what the mechanics of it. So as opposed to belly breath, which I said, I recommend this breath uses your ribs. So we're going to think about our ribs kind of as an accordion, and we want them to expand out to the sides and then go back into the natural shape. When that happens, there is part of our nervous system. It's called the enteric nervous system. It starts in your gut, ends in your brain, touches your lungs and your heart, and it is responsible for more nervous endings and communications than even your spinal cord, which is incredible when you think about it, and is very much responsible for the stress response. So let's think about it. It touches your heart, it touches your brain, and we're going to massage the vagus nerve as we breathe in this way. So those three things combined create a sense of well-being very quickly, very quickly. So what I say as we start is, remember, since we're beginners, when you're a beginner, you want to breathe faster because your lung capacity is smaller. As you practice more and more, the spaces in between your ribs start stretching, becoming more flexible, and your lung capacity increases, and then you go slower. So I don't want you to try to slow it down so much then you feel you're suffocating or holding the breath. That defeats the purpose. And I'm going to say breathe deep, breathe horizontally. So I'm going to show you, and then we'll start. The difference between breathing horizontally and breathing vertically. Vertical breathing looks like this. I don't know if you see this here around. Pay attention to my upper chest and neck. So there's tension around here, and I am focusing and I'm breathing and my shoulders are moving up. Sometimes when you breathe, you don't know, no one ever taught you this, it's vertical. So you're thinking up here. And so all your lower lungs are empty still. You're not using your capacity. Horizontal breath looks, so you'll see the difference of how much more air I can get in. And I'm placing my hands here in hopes that you can see my ribs moving. So I can take in deeper breaths. It doesn't look as tense here. So we're going to try to keep our shoulders down, and that when you feel your shoulders going up, you're either trying too hard, so try hard not to try so hard, or you're going vertical. That should be a mantra. Try very hard not to try so hard, okay? That's gonna be our thing for today. So let's all begin. We're gonna breathe through the mouth. I want you can use your hands. So I'm gonna do this just because it's a good picture for the mind. Imagine this is a mirror, and you're gonna fog that mirror with your breath. So open the mouth and exhale. Good, inhale again, any way you like. Mouth open, and then good, you can release the mouth. Let's keep doing that. Inhale anywhere you like. Open the mouth. Now keep doing that and try to elongate the exhale. So you're not sighing it out, but it's longer. Relax the mouth. So imagine you're getting a spoonful of something tasty. So we'll take a break. The mouth. We hold a lot of tension here. We tend to grind our teeth at night and have that jaw tension. So the mouth remains open. Think about this. What is your favorite food? And you're getting a spoonful of that treat. And I'm not watching you, so no one's seeing you. Go ahead and just feel safe, and then create space in between your teeth. And then let's do it together again. Open the mouth and exhale. Great. Now inhale the same way through the mouth. And exhale. Breathing horizontally. Good. Close your eyes and sound of the ocean. In deeply. Mouth relax. Exhale. In and out. Move your ribs to the sides. Imagine your ribs an accordion. Challenge the ribs. Lengthen the exhale. So we'll add a count. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. You're still doing the ocean breath. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, deep breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out like the ocean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In like the ocean. 1, 2, 3, 4. Long and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do it together. Keep it going. Last one. You keep your eyes closed and feel what you feel. Just notice. Allow the breath to become natural, find its way home. When you feel ready, you may open your eyes.
Oh my goodness. I almost feel giddy. I feel giddy. It was so, I think the thing that I love most about breath is that it works so instantaneously. And it immediately brings me into a calm state. Like I literally feel euphoric. And I don't know how anybody else feels. My goodness, that's amazing.
Love it. Thank you.
I love the ocean breath. I just need to put that into my repertoire.
Absolutely. It is one of those, and if you do it, obviously it has a particular sound and you might want to walk away and do it on your own. But my recommendation is you can do it in the mornings and then in the evening, especially if you find yourself with trouble sleeping, do this at night.
Yes.
It will put you to sleep. It will literally, you can do it laying on your back.
Yes, I love that. Oh my gosh, I feel so good right now. Thank you so much, Maria, for teaching us that. And I will put this on YouTube for everyone else to view it so they can get the full benefit. I know last year I went to, and you weren't there unfortunately, but I went to a mindset retreat through the program that we're in, and it was in Guatemala, and I had the privilege of participating in 2 somatic breathwork exercises that were 50 minutes long. And it was, you know, that's different type of breathing. It's definitely more intense. And it was so incredibly healing, but getting to the healing part was work, and it released a lot of trauma and released a lot of built up anger that I had. So that is something that I really strongly recommend. If you want to take breathing to the next level, reach out to Maria, reach out to somebody who does this for a living that is an expert in it, because somatic breathing, the way that I'm describing, is something that you don't want to do on your own. You need to have a facilitator there to guide you, but I highly recommend it, especially if you have a lot of things that are inside that you need to release. So I highly recommend that. Maria, please tell us where we can find you, the best way to reach out to you if somebody wants to know more about working with you or learning more about what you do in general, what is the best way that they can find you?
Well, in social media, so I think we're live on Facebook. So if you look for me on Facebook, my coaching practice is called like My Wellness. So you can find me as My Wellness on Facebook, and also My Wellness on Instagram, and on LinkedIn as Maria Marcano. And obviously onmywellness.com is my website. And I'm happy that you said you had that experience. Once a month, I guide a community experience that I call Breathe and Heal. And this Saturday, I will be doing that. It's not quite 50 minutes. It's about 40 minutes of just breath work experience. So it truly is liberating in many levels, and it is true, you do want to practice with someone that has been trained, but the changes are very, very deep for sure. So on My Wellness all across, I hope to see you in one of those experiences, or any other way that I can support you.
Oh, yes. And Maria's in the group, you guys. So if you want to reach out to her, just send her a direct message. That's an easy way to. And if you're watching this later on the replay or on YouTube, then you can reach out to her directly via the social media channels and her website. So next week, we will continue with the Saber. We're moving on to Embrace, which is my personal favorites, and I will probably be by myself. It's that important to me that I talk to you about the importance of Embrace and what that means. I'll give you a hint. It's all about self-grace, and it's something that we're not comfortable doing for ourselves. So it's going to be a really great live. So join us next week. Maria, thank you again for being here with us. We're just honored to have you, and thank you so much for teaching me an amazing new technique that I can do. I feel so good right now. I feel so euphoric, like I said. And for those that were joining us this evening, thank you.
Thank you.